Hey, what is going on YouTube too? Sketchy coming at you, and we're going to be checking out Everspace. Now, Everspace is a game that I got my hands on from the summer sale, and I've been keeping my eyes on it because I like these types of games. Now, what kind of game is it? Essentially, it's a roguelike. Have you ever played FTL and traveled through space and gather resources and manage your crew? Well, you don't have that part here. You can't really manage your crew, but you are a one-person. It's based from a first-person perspective. However, you can change it, the game itself. You can change it to a third-person perspective, which I'll show it off as we play this. Now, the playthrough depends on how well you do. So I don't know how long this essential impression of Everspace that I'm going to be bringing you here is going to last. But I wanted to show this off nevertheless because I am having a ton of fun. I've played approximately only 3 to 4 hours so far. I'm just like, I want to show this off. It's so cool. So what is Everspace? Essentially, it's a fast-paced combat roguelike with great visuals and a pretty good story actually. And the visuals itself have been enough to keep me enticed and continue playing through this. And as I said, it does have roguelike elements, so there's a lot of dying and starting over, but not to the point where it's starting over from scratch. How when you die, you carry over certain elements that you've achieved and progressed with through multiple runs. If you understand what I'm trying to say, it's the core of what roguelikes are like. So what I'm gonna actually do here is reset the game completely, like nothing ever happened. So I just pretty much erased a bunch of hours of progress, but I wanted to show this to you guys from the scratch, from the get-go. And I don't know how long this is gonna last. As I said earlier, you can choose between first person and third person. Now think of it as FTL, but you are one person and exploring space, which there's a lot of space games out there that are really complicated, but this does it so well. It makes it really user-friendly and not inverted, please. Thank you very much. And we're gonna have a short cutscene here.
Something's not right with me. I'm having memory loops. There was a dispute. I was standing in the way of their plans. I was restrained. Shot with something. Who is this? I managed to escape. That's all I can remember. I must find some answers.
So there you go. That's essentially the beginning of it all. We have a short tutorial here coming up with some cool AI mode lingo.
Pilot requires further training.
There he is.
Activating automatic assistance.
I really enjoy him.
Assistance? I suppose I could use some pointers.
Look how pretty this game is, though. So this is the tutorial, which essentially tells W forward, S to go backwards, use your mouse to turn left and right. You can hover or strafe with A and D. The Q and E makes you barrel roll. Essentially, space is up, hovers up, control is hovers down, and then shift is boosters, which makes you fly forward faster. There's a waypoint that we need to go to. I like that it shows you on the corner, on the side of your cockpit where and which direction everything is, so you don't get lost. You have all the information you need on top of your HUD at the bottom of the screen. However, there is a HUD on top of the screen showing you information in a more friendly way. So let's hit up this waypoint right here.
Let's begin by shooting targets.
Well, that seems easy enough.
So that's how enemies actually warp in from space. You'll be able to warp in and out as well. So as you can tell, moving target, moving forward. The tutorial is telling us to just shoot LB, which is this. But I want to show you guys something more because it will explain it essentially in the future. But let's just shoot these targets. As they move around, middle mouse button actually locks onto the target, so it gives you a bit more information on how far they are, how much health they have is the red icon. And there's a little reticle, as you notice, when he moves, there's a leading reticle right there to the side of him. If you were to shoot that, that's what you need to shoot to be able to shoot him while he's moving.
The next targets have shields.
Take him out.
First, use the pulse laser to deplete their shields. When the shields are down, use the Gatling gun to inflict greater hull damage.
Okay.
So,
understood.
What he just said was, have you played Dawn of War 3 and have you played against Eldar? Because essentially that's what this is. Locking on to the target, Now it gives you more information. The bottom is the whole damage or whole health that he has, his entire health, and the blue is his shield health. So be able to poke through the shields. When I press 1, which is what it's telling you to do, I cycle through my Gatling gun and pulse laser, or you can roll the mouse wheel on your mouse. So pulse lasers allow you to chunk through the shield, and then the Gatlings do a ton of damage to the actual hole itself. I love the explosions. I love everything visually. It's stunning. So let's do this again. Switch to the lasers. Get that thing down. Cool. Switch back to the Gatling gun.
Use missiles on the next targets. Set a target lock before shooting so the missiles can home in.
So that's what we've been doing the whole time. We've been targeting, locking, because essentially that's how you're gonna have to play this game, is lock onto whatever targets you want. So right there, that's the reticle that you need to hit to be able to kill them. But since he wants us to use our missiles, whenever you lock onto this, it'll follow them. Doesn't matter where you point. Now this is not how easy the enemies are once you get the game started. You're not gonna just one hit them like this. Such pretty
particles. If you're ready
particles.
for the next stage. I have created a jump target. Aim towards it and hold steady to leave the orbit. After each transit, your jump drive requires a cooling down phase. As soon as it is ready for another jump, I will create one.
Alright, jump coordinates created, which is this green thing right here, and all you have to do is to be able to leave this area, or any area in general, is you just look at this and let that thing fill up. When you stop looking at it, it stops, but when you continuously look at this and it charges up to 100, essentially it creates a warp gate, which you will travel to and go to the next section of the level. And this is where the whole FTL thing comes in. If you've played FTL, this looks super similar. You are here, you have the choice to travel either there or there. Now this is procedurally generated, so it's really cool. No run is going to be the same. We're on Sector 1, normal difficulty. These are all your resources that you've been able to gather. We haven't gathered anything other than absolutely nothing. This is how many you've run, so as you progress, like if we die in our second run, this is going to be number 2. We do get a randomly generated name. We are Rutzengrad, and this is our fuel. Unknown risk. Now these icons will change. The further you progress in the game, the more information you get. For example, if later on I'll show you once we die, you can upgrade your sensors or your radars, which will give you more information of the environment.
As you can see from your fuel gauge, a substantial amount was consumed during transit. You should aim to refill the jump drive completely. There is a mineable asteroid nearby. Shoot at it to extract fuel.
So this is a pretty cool part of the game where you actually loot. So there's crafting, there's looting. Let me show you this real quick. Just, repair. You have to use a certain amount of nanobots to be able to repair your hull or your primary weapons. Anything right here can get damaged, which will completely affect you. Getting, for example, your sensors damaged is horrible. I hate that. I cannot stand it. If you're a stat freak, you can, hunt down stats and try to hit high scores and challenges, try to accomplish these things to be able to get more money. There's a codex. The more we progress, like I said, I don't know how long we're going to be able to last, but we'll try to do our best. Now there's looting in this game, which I love, absolutely love it. There's, the distance away for 0.4, 0.3. All you have to do is shoot at this, and there goes fuel. And fuel is actually on the right-hand corner of on the HUD right now. You see 75, and as we collect these, all we have to do is run up to them. Now we have 100. We're maxed out.
That should do it.
Remaining well provisioned is key to survival in the cluster. Before leaving the orbit, it is recommended you explore the location for resources.
So exploring is very much encouraged. As you can tell, there's a little blue dot and gray dots that just shows me where these things are on the left hand of the screen, if you can tell. If I look at them, that's where the thing is. So on the left side, on the right side over here, we have the waypoint. Let's fly over there, check it out. 3 kilometers away. We'll just use our boosters to fly over there. Now on the top you do see, the pulse lasers, the 2 weapons that you have.
I have located a container at some distance.
Missiles, weapon overdrive, and shield boosters, which I'll get into once it's necessary to start using. As you just mentioned, we do have containers. So there are containers in the map, almost like loot chests, I guess you could say. You can bump into them, or you can just pop them like this.
And a weapon. But you don't have a free slot to install it. Decide for yourself whether you want to equip or salvage it.
So power cell is a resource essentially. So if you look at the bottom, I don't know which one it is. There it is. Power cell. It is something that you need to be able to craft things or build stuff with. So there's also a primary weapon, which is a beam laser. We do have a laser, which is pulse laser. It's this one. But if I roll up to this and press F, we don't have a free slot, so we can't use it. However, you can get more slots, and I'll show you that again once we, you know, progress further throughout the game. Pulse laser, all the attributes, all the damage, shield damage, hold damage, firing rate, energy consumption. It does consume energy. How far it is, what's the spread, and I do like the beam laser a bit better because it does a little bit more damage to the whole of the enemy, a little less damage to the shields, which is, you know, what the laser is for, but I want to show you what it does. So I'm going to swap these two out. I'm going to put the beam laser in, so press F to swap. They're swapped, and whatever is in space we will be able to salvage. So I press R, and this is what I get. I get 4 scrap and 2 ore. And there it is. It's been salvaged.
There is an outlaw ship incoming. I would advise activating your weapon overdrive in order to prepare for the encounter.
Alright, so out of here, this thing is going to warp out, I guess. And we're going to use our weapon overdrive with this R.
This will enhance your weapon damage considerably.
And there
I
you
like
go.
the sound of that.
That's exactly what it does. So our beam laser, actually, it kind of locks on the closer you get to the enemy. And then Gatling to finish it off.
Resources are essential for crafting and upgrading your equipment. It appears, however, that we have exhausted our possibilities here. I suggest advancing to the next location.
So as you saw, I utilized my weapon overdrive, which did, you know, increase my damage output. You can check right here what it does exactly. Increases your damage firing rate and damage over the, you know, course of time, and then depletes. And right now it's on cooldown. Up top it says 30 seconds. So let's run up over these resources that we're able to get from that bad guy. Or credits. We don't need any fuel. And that was weapon overdrive. Essentially, you can use that whenever it consumes some energy, and energy is something that will either get explained here soon, or I can just tell you right now. On the reticle at the bottom, you see a little green bar. As I'm holding down shift, I'm utilizing energy out of the ship, and you can increase that as you progress through the game. Let's keep on going. We're doing pretty good well on our first run. Now you start off very vanilla in the beginning, and there are different types of ships.
What's my objective?
But
Reaching your destination.
And where is that?
It's still a long way to go. You will understand more when we get there.
I would prefer some more substance to your answers.
So, oh, perfect timing. There you go. Energy, boosting, firing primary weapons, and using devices consumes energy. Pay attention to the energy bar below the crosshair. It might be smart, exactly what I just said, to recharge this before we go into a fight. Now, so what happens is, if the green bar were to completely deplete, you cannot use anything. You can't use your boosters, you can't use your weapons, you can't absolutely nothing. Everything pretty much consumes energy. So we are full right now. If I speed up there, you know, we use a little bit. And once this game gets a lot harder, once you progress through it, you actually have to...
You have extracted raw materials. These are essential for crafting and upgrading, but you will require much more.
Alright, so Okkar, there are different types of factions. These are outlaws, those are Orcas. Orcas and outlaws kind of fight each other, as you can tell. But if you were to go in there, they'll start fighting you too. No one's really neutral here. There is a neutral faction. There's something over there too. It's mineable ore. So you can go in there and just kind of help out whoever is low. So there is outlaw. Is that 3v2? Looks like... No, it's 2v2. Alright, cool. So I want to actually destroy the...
Outlaws. Independent operators with varying affiliations, profiting from trafficking, extortion, illegal weapons trading, piracy, clone smuggling.
Maybe they have something I need.
So it's 3v1 actually. There's a bunch of outlaws here. Send some grenades out there. I'm gonna pop my
your weapon damage considerably.
weapon overdrive, shield booster. I'm using my Gatling, I shouldn't do that. Now down his shields. It does do hull damage, but not as much as the Gatling does. I want to lock onto him. Perfect. Find this last guy. Get in a good position. That thing is down. Switch over to my Gatling.
Result.
I want to fly around real quick. avoid some of the damage that guys put in. As you can see, I can't boost anymore because I just used whatever energy I could. I'm trying to hide behind this. And it seemed like he ran into the meteor. And there you go, nifty little move there to be able to get away from the enemy. I did take very minimal hull damage. As you can tell by the upper left-hand corner, my shield is actually recharging. I took a bit of damage to my hull. This looks like some freighter wreck. I think I can...
It appears we have stumbled upon an outlaw base. Scavengers and raiders of every degree ply the demilitarized zone using these hidden structures to launch operations. I would advise caution on approach.
Maybe it's worth the risk.
So yeah, these freighters, this thing that's glowing yellow, you can actually shoot them, and there's stuff inside. So looting, exploring, fighting bad guys, trying to get better and better. There's still things that I come across still, and that's only with like 3 or 4 hours of gameplay, that I have no idea what it is, and or don't know how to fight against it. There's huge like command spaceships. That plasma mine. See, perfect example. I don't know what that does. It seems like a consumable though. It is. So you click on this, will explode when moving objects in close vicinity. So it is a mine. That's kind of cool. Not too sure. Oh, there it is. Equip it. So instead of, yeah, plasma mine up there. Instead of me having the shield, what was it? The shield booster, which it boosts my shield, and I did utilize that last fight. I have the plasma mine, but I do like this. I do like the shield being boosted. I have one more left because it is a consumable. Is there anything over here? Oh, this. I do like mining with the this better. Fully mined. Let me pick up all this ore. And I love looting stuff. Looting stuff is, on its own is very it's just something that I enjoy. Almost undid the warp thing. It's so satisfying. So we have a bunch of ore, power cells, gel, scrap. We are sitting on 700 bucks, which is pretty good for the first run. I think my first run ever was like I don't know, made like 200. So reaching the next sector, you have jump through the final location of the sector, fly through the jump gate in order to reach the next sector. You won't need any fuel to be able to jump for that. So this is the jump gates.
Are the primary method of travel between systems. These were built by Grady and Brunt prospects for their mining drones to reach areas more efficiently.
Okay, thanks for the introduction. Now you want me to use this?
It is the only way to the next sector. So, yes.
Alright, so several things on this map right here. Yellow, Grady and Brunt fighters. This is the neutral faction, which if bad guys were to come in here and you fly around them, they will actually help you. They are, oh, there's perfect example right there, some outlaw scouts. And there's a command hub there, which this is awesome for me to show it to you guys. And then another like cool part is like, look at this, the structure, just the anomaly itself. Just, you know, your curiosity will pull you towards, oh, what is that? I want to go check that out, and you'll explore it. And as you can see, you will probably end up fighting things. Now, oh, see the little exclamation marks? That means they did see you. I want to try to stick near the Grady and Brunt fighters. Oh, this is nice. This is actually the plasma field. So to be able to loot plasma is you actually fly in here.
Your vessel harvests plasma automatically when you are near.
That's convenient.
Fully harvested. These are outlaw scouts. They're not really that hard. Should be able to take them out pretty easily. Let me get my laser ready. Burn that thing down. Dunzos. Sweet. Give me that fuel and that credit. That's actually 200 credit. That's a good amount. So let's go check out what this command hub has in store for us. I already know what it does, but I want to show it off to you guys. The cool thing about this is when you lock onto somebody, who's the furthest? 3.3, 2 points, so he's closer. I want to show this off to you guys real quick. The beam laser. You can see the range. So it's at 1.6. So that's how close you have to be able to do enough damage. So let's pick the beam laser. Right now there's just a circle reticle. Once it hits 1.6ish, see the little circly part now in the middle? That means it hits. So as you can saw, I actually absolutely melted him. Seems like he probably was already damaged. So he's already in range for me. Doing all the damage I can, and I'm probably just gonna burn him down. I love the sound effects in this. Like, it's so satisfying. So satisfying. So, let's check out what the command hub. You gotta be careful. Oh, no. Woo. So this is an outlaw post. Essentially, they have defenses on there. So let's sneak around this way. So there's the turret. There's another. Oh, there's a missile turret here. Let me activate my booster, my weapon boosters. Fly up, deal as much damage to this as I can. Oh, some nanobots in there. Very vital stuff. So that guy actually launches missiles, which I don't want to deal with because they lock onto you, like just like that, and deal a good amount of damage. I mean, when you have your shield up, it doesn't really do much damage. It does a lot of damage to your hull, though. I wanted to make sure there's no other weird defenses the structure has. So there is the comm hub. This is kind of cool. You can like explode these things and blow them up. But first, oh, and there's a container here. So when you get near the hub, your ship starts hacking it, and that's it. You did it. Give
As
it a
you have
second.
probably ascertained, hacking comm hubs has its benefits.
So the benefits that it has, I know it wasn't like visually informative, but as you can tell, you can see everything now in this sector. You know where everything is, so you can go and loot them things, which I love comm hubs. I want to see what happens when you blow this up. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, gas actually comes out of there. Oh, that's something that I have not gotten yet. You have crafted go to equipment and select build upgrade or whatnot. Okay, cool. So I did gain gas, and which allowed me to get these icons. See, these plus icons show you that you have enough to do something. If I wanted to build new, I can build 7 light missiles, for example, and all I needed to build them was ore and scrap. Shield boosters, however, if I wanted to build new shield boosters, I want to build 3 of them, which, you know, maxes this out. And this is why we got the gas to be able to do that. It takes 1, but we have 3. We can build 3, so craft this. Now we have a bunch more. Shield boosters, which I actually like because my shield gets stronger when I utilize that. So we can actually fly around and gather all these containers. Shoot this thing. There's 200 credits in here.
More credits.
There's actually one here too. More credits here. And this is why I love this game. It's so open. You can do whatever you want. Figure things out. The more you play, the more you figure it out. There's actually a trader here as well, which belongs to the Grady and Brunt faction. Let's pop this thing open. Nanobots. So Orca forces. All right, let me explain something to you guys. In FTL, you were always chased by this like thing, and you had to like run away from it. Essentially, the Okkars are the same thing. They constantly just run after you. So the longer you stay in a vicinity, the more likely they're gonna come. Okkar's forces inbound usually entails that there's gonna be a lot of them. You could essentially, yeah, there's a shit ton. I mean, we can try to fight them, but I don't think.
What am I picking up on the broadcast channel here?
Alright, let's try this out.
Okkar are a reptilian race with a tendency towards reactive behavior.
Get this popping.
They are
Get
indigenous
everything
to the
popping.
cluster, and the colonials uninvited guests.
Yeah, they absolutely melt through a HUD though. If I was near Grady and Brunt fighters, maybe we'd have a chance. I'll try to fly towards them. I don't know if I can make this in time though. So I just ran out of energy. I did utilize my shield. They're coming closer to me there. Where are they? Are they following me? I hope so.
That's
Also,
just
yeah,
what I need.
there's a lot. There's a lot. Like, too many. I'm gonna stay near these guys. Hopefully they'll help me out.
Whoa, what is that?
Wow. That's like a huge colonial warship. I am not gonna be able to do this. So what you want to do, you want to be, you want to run away whenever the Okkar forces are inbound, and you jump through the jump gate. It looks like what's actually happening is this guy's gonna take off and leave me here to die. Yeah, this is a huge warship. And there's no way I'm gonna be able to fight this. I have no health, and there you go. Boom.
Warship. Unusual since we are in the demilitarized zone. Next time, best avoid combat. You don't stand a chance.
Yeah. I saw those things on a screenshot actually. I was like, oh man, that thing is huge. I hope I never come across that, or I do, and I hope it helps me out. However, I forget that's a bad thing. So Okkars are not a thing. And as you can tell right there, there's some information on how well you did and how much money you got, and this is how you progress in this game. Essentially, you know, like I said earlier, it's a roguelike, so perks and upgrades available. You have earned enough credits in your last run in order to buy new perks. Go to the perks screen, the third table please, third tab, and buy a perk that you can afford, indicated by the green plus. Buying certain perks will also unlock new ones. Note that you will lose your credits every time you start a new run, so use it wisely, blah 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 blah. So the credits you were able to acquire during your run number 1, next one is going to be run number 2 with Rowan Tigregorthawaz. So you have 1,800 monies. There are the other ships that I was telling you earlier. There's 3 of them. Maybe through time they'll be able to add more, because right now this is what you start with. The next one is pretty cool looking too. They all have different starting things. There's more hull and I think more device slots and primary slots. So you can compare the differences. This one's pretty cool. I just hiccuped a little bit. So that's a lot of money though to be able to acquire through one run. Because like they said, you can't carry over. This will go away once I press launch. You'll start back from 0. However, to be able to advance, this is it. This is how you advance. So you can upgrade your critical chance. This is the map part that I showed you earlier. When you look at the FTL type map, it gives you a lot more information if there's like high risk or low risk or good loot or bad loot. Even the sensor itself during your exploration inside of space, that increases the range of where things are. And you know, as you can tell here, the retrieval and trading. So to be able to unlock this, there's 4 stages to this, I guess you can say. You need to hit all 4. So let me just show you. I don't think I have enough money for this, but it costs 200. That's advanced. See what I mean? It didn't upgrade. It just got one piece, 1/4 part of level 1 essentially. So we need another one. Halfway there. We need another, and I'm probably not going to be able to make it all the way, not with this amount of credits. So I'm just going to pick something else. For example, you'll get, you know, more loot. Increases the amount of credits found and has a chance to unlock or find rare things. So just put 1 in there, and as you can tell, it unlocks certain other things. So how do I unlock this one? For example, hit point repair. So your nanobots will be able to increase that more. You need nanobot efficiency, which is this one. So if I upgrade this will get unlocked, so on and so forth. And there's a lot more. There's so much more stuff you can get. And that was actually for the ship that we didn't even have, that I just unlocked this stuff with. Just kidding. The unlocks actually carry over to different ships. So here's the ship that we had. It has more stuff. For example, the hull. We can upgrade that. It doesn't really matter. More energy, so you don't run out of energy too fast. This is actually the capacity, and this is the energy regen. I really like getting this one. Increasing the capacity and then dumping a bunch of money in the regen, so it makes creates a lot of energy for you. Max speed. I mean, there's everything here. Everything you wanted to upgrade, it's here. And utilizing your money that you've acquired to be able to take to the next run is super important. There's a codex explaining the faction, for example, the Okkar or the outlaws. I didn't get close enough to the yellow guy, so I guess I didn't get the information out of them. Miscellaneous stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you play this stuff. So if you were to launch the second one, you can choose if you want it easy, normal, hard. I like to go normal. Sometimes I go hard just if I want more money, but it's really hard. there'll be like 4 Okkar's ships just in your face. Look at the visuals though.
This time I'll make it.
So jumping suppressed signal at 34%. So what happens here is jumping is suppressed. I need to be able to find wherever the suppression field is coming from. So the closer I get, the higher the percentages. Essentially what it is, it's something that's not allowing you to see the green warp gate thing. I'll just quickly do a second run for you just so we can get... Oh, look at this. See, this is the stuff I love. It's a weird spaceship thing inside of a meteor. Like, you don't... I can't get enough of this. This is so much coolness.
I'm registering.
Grady and Brunt prospects. Corporate behemoth and sole legitimate operator in the demilitarized zone. Their monopoly has ensured unchecked expansion. You will encounter their jump gates and mining drones frequently.
Alright, so I see about it.
Do you reckon there's anything salvageable on this freighter?
Bunch of scouts.
But I would not advise it, as it may draw unwanted attention.
Bunch of scouts just... Oh, and Okkar drones. Alright, let me just stay away from that for a little bit. I need to find the suppression thing. I'm 86, 87. It's probably on this meteor here. 90%. No, it's not. Where is it? I don't see anything on my sensors. Just gotta fly around a little bit and see if we can increase. I had it at 90% at one point. I wonder if it's inside this thing. It's not, is it? I love flying through this stuff. It's so fucking cool. Oh god, tried to be slick there. I thought I was being chased by something. I think I was. Now I'm being shot by something else, which seems to be behind me. Oh, that's a lot.
Getting the feel of things.
Pop my shield thing so it gives me more shields. Maybe I can outrun them by pulling some cool Han Solo moves. This seems like I did pretty well there. Actually, oh, they're coming. Woo! More of them are warping through. Alright, so this sucks. Not being able... So this is pretty much showing off how the early game can go. On certain runs. I'm dead. Yeah. There's no way. And this, ran out of energy. And that's what could happen. The odds are totally against you in this game.
Ship component is damaged.
And
you fix it before your next encounter.
If you say so.
That was run number 2, guys. But yeah, I'm just showing you, you know, how essentially cool this game could be. That was 3 minutes. That was horrible. I made no money from that. Killed in action, medium fighter class, colonial interceptor, number 2. That was probably the worst run I've ever had. So yeah, I remember telling you guys you can be thrown into what is like 5 Okkars, and then there you go. There was 5 Okkars just blasting you to shreds. So what I had to do there is really quickly, really concentrate on fighting that suppression thing. Shoot it, and then it'll give me my warp zone, which I can finally blast through and continue on throughout the sector. Anyways, guys, this is Everspace. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. Put a like down there, or give me a comment what you think. Seems pretty cool about this. You know, I would love to chat about this game with you guys and see maybe how far you got. Now, this is available for both HTC Vive, Oculus Rift. You can play it with a controller. It is recommended to use your keyboard. And yeah, roguelike, fast-paced combat elements, good visuals, all that stuff. That's right here for you. It is on sale for I think like 20 bucks or 23 bucks. I don't know, something like that. Really good game, really solid, a lot of replayability, and yeah. Too sketchy out. Enjoy. Peace. Hey, so I know I just did the outro and whatever, but I've totally forgot to show you guys what third person and first person view looks like. So this is like the open space, no HUD, no nothing. Kind of cool, very minimalistic. However, this is the third person view, which is really cool. You'll be able to see like the jetpacks and lasers better, and I've never really fought like this before. I think it is pretty cool though. I want to actually try out some combat, outlaw scouts. R3, 3.6, 2. This guy's closer. Let's see how this goes. I did start a new run, so I have the pulse laser. I think you can actually see. It's easier to see the enemy. It's like playing like a racing game in third-person mode. You don't want to race in first person. Like, pop my.
Cooling down phase incomplete.
Yes. All right.
I want to actually recharge a little bit so I can do my weapon overdrive. Poke through shield. Shield's gone. Gatlin. So this, I think, third person is pretty cool. All right, buddy. Okay, buddy. All right. Oh, I hate these things. The drones just kind of like hover right next to you.
You know, there were moments there I was worried.
The odds were certainly against you.
As I'm like floating in negative space. So yeah, that's third person mode for you. It works pretty well. I don't mind it. I think this is more immersive. As this is a little bit wider FOV, I guess you can say, and that can be changed in the options here. And there's action freeze, which is pretty cool. It lets you like take a cool screenshot with like the glare on your windshield and zoom in a little bit here there. Take a pretty cool screenshot for your desktop, whatever it is, mid combat or not. So you guys, again, I swear this time I'm out. Peace.